Whenever you see the shorts, you know Alan Ross is doing a quickie. It's time for a quickie. What is the quickie? JBL Charge 5. It's got an update. It's got an update already again. When it first came out, immediate update actually improved the sound. We've got another one now, 0.6.1, with all the way to 0.7.4. I don't know how they work these numbers out, but sounds quite important because it's not just 0.7.1, it's 0.7.4. Must be pretty significant. Well, hang on a second. You go into the app, it says minor bugs fixed. Oh, well, that's all right then. But is it? Because it's JBL. JBL, I've always said minor bugs fixed, and sometimes they've done terrible things with the sound. The only time it didn't say minor bugs fixed was when it said new feature for the JBL Extreme 3. You're now going to get EQ in the app. We've only been asking for it for 15 years. And they finally decided we could have it. Well, not quite. You can't quite have it yet. We're just going to tease you. We're going to tell you can download it, but it's not actually there when you try and download it. This is JBL. What I'm trying to get to is, it's a bit nervy. It's a bit nervy when JBL say we've got a firmware update. So I'm going to have to test it. I'm going to have to see, has anything actually changed? And the only way to do that is to record it before the firmware update, before on 0.6.1. And after a 0.7.4, I've recorded it at 60% volume. I've recorded it at 100% volume. I'm going to let you listen to it, and then I'm going to tell you what my measurements said.
Always thinking it was alright. You've been holding back the answers. I was thinking about the hard times, baby. If I fall down, will you love me? Will you take my hand and trust me? All the bad times, never worry. Will you stand here right beside me? But when I look in your eyes, it's a breeze, I can't lie. And all the fears go away to the past yesterday. I just want you for my own. Oh, I just want you for my own. Oh, I just want you for my own. Oh, I just want you for my own.
60% volume before the update, after the update, and no matter how you measure it or where you measure it, after the update you're 1 decibel down, -15, -14, and all the way along with the bass, the mids, the highs, we're 1 decibel down in volume after the update, although the actual shape of the frequency response is basically the same. Maximum volume before update, after update, it's the same thing. You've lost a decibel in volume, but the overall shape is basically the same.
Oh, it's JBL. Have they done it to us again? I need to point out, there's at least 2 versions that I am aware of the JBL Charge 5. I have the TL version. It says so when you see the comparison. And people tell me about the ND version. And everybody kind of hears these things a little bit different. But most people would seem to be saying the ND is a bit smoother. It doesn't quite have the highs, but also doesn't quite have the bass. So it sounds to me like the TL version is probably the one to have. Just bear in mind, The firmware update on your version may not go the same way as mine, but mine has, it's bad news, I'm afraid. For me, 1 decibel, well, you might say, it's only 1 decibel, what's the big difference? As you go up the volume scale, equal loudness curves mean that at low volumes, you're not very sensitive to the bass at all. I mean, we have to adjust it, push it right up so we can hear it. It's the opposite as you go up the volume. So as you get 80, 90%, 100% volume, you become more sensitive to bass than other parts of the frequency response. So 1 decibel loss in the bass, which is what we've got, your ears will probably hear that as quite significant loss in the bass, simply because of how our ears work in equal loudness curves. My conclusion is, why would you want to do this minor bugs fix? Just tell us what those bugs are and we can make the decision on that. But my testing says there is absolutely no reason to update, and if you do, it could be bad news. This is an aside, just because it was quite funny to me. I bought 5 rolls of sellotape. I bought it from Amazon, and in that box with 5 rolls of sellotape was a cute little panda bear. I've got no idea why sellotape are bundling 5 rolls of sellotape along with a panda bear, but I got one. Maybe you know why they're doing that. Because it just seems really random and weird to me. Got nothing to do with this video. I just thought it was funny. I thought I'd tell you. Conclusion still remains. It's a major no-go. Do not update. There is no reason to update from my testing. But of course, I still get people coming on and saying it's gone louder. More people are saying they've got a loss of volume, and I would agree, I've got a loss of volume. That's what my testing says. Hope you got something out of my video, and thank you for watching.
I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. Ain't no project wife, got my logic right, cause I'm not your type. I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. Sorry, ma, I ain't get it right. I'ma just live my life. I ain't about that. I ain't about that life.